Hey, Year 9 Music, welcome to GCSE. This is quite exciting. I'm really excited that I've been able to do this with you guys and just you guys. I've seen my list, so I know who of you I've got. I know that I've spoken to some of you over Instagram, which has been lovely, and you've got log-ons for things, which is brilliant. So the next 5 weeks, this is the overview. So today we're going to have a look at music first, and we're just going to whiz through treble and bass clef note reading. Most of you, some of you, will already be able to do this off bat. It should be really easy for some of you. Others, perhaps who haven't used music before, traditional sheet music, the principles are really easy. It will just be starting to learn what they are. You will never need to read music notes really quickly. You just need to understand how to find where the notes are, if that makes sense. Lesson 2 next week, we're going to look at note lengths and rhythm. Again, just very basic theory. Week 3, we're going to look at scales. 4, we're going to look at chords. And 5, you're going to have some summer work to do in terms of performances. So I'm going to talk you through that. But today we're going to look at, first of all, music first. Now, some of you have already sorted this out. If you responded to my Instagram post, you'll already have logged on, which is brilliant. So I'm going to go through this for everybody, but if you've done this, you can probably just shoot ahead. So first of all, this is the web address for Music First. It is a piece of software for all GCSE music students to use. It is free, the school pays for it. You can get it on an app on your phone, you can get it on a laptop, and the phone app actually is as good as the laptop. If you are happy and you haven't, you're sharing a laptop or you haven't got your own, I prefer laptop, but it is as accessible on your phone, which is brilliant. So before I click on it, your username, I've put mine here, but your username is all capital letters. So it's your full surname followed by the first initial of your first name. Okay, so mine is Mitchum L. All right. Your password currently is music. You can change it when you log on. If for any reason you cannot log on, you need to email me this week, please. My email is there for you. I'm going to show you how to do the app in a minute. In fact, let's go to the app and I'll come back to the website in a minute. So if you're going to download the app, I'm really sorry about that poor picture there. So you need to, in the App Store, go to Focus on Sound and you're looking for this little icon here. Okay. When you get on it, you need to choose your region. So make sure you choose UK. Your school ID is literally John Fernley. Make sure you spell Fernley correctly. And then it will ask for your username. So again, here is Anya's. So surname, capitals, and then your initial. And your password, music, with a capital M. So your first task is going to be to log on to Music First and change your password. And all I want you to do is email me to say that you've had a look around. I'm going to show you what it looks like. So take us back a bit here. So this is what it's going to look like when you log on. Hopefully, because my internet's been going down all day. So when you get on, obviously mine is slightly different to yours because I've had mine for a long time, but you will put your surname all in capitals and your first initial and music with a capital M, and then you log on. And you will get something that looks like this. Now, we subscribe to 2 things. Instrument First, which is just instruments, and then Focus on Sound. Focus on Sound has instruments in it as well, so I just stick with that. And once you're in, it has got all sorts of things that you can look at. So if you want to look at instruments, you can do. If you want to get into more theory stuff, and this is basically a dictionary, so it tells you anything you want to know. So if you go to singers, it will tell you all about, okay, so we've got over here, it gives you the list of things. Green is basic, blue is like middle, and then there's a red one that is like A-level. So you only ever need the green and the blue. So if you want to learn about soprano, you've got all sorts of tabs up here that you can look at. And over here, you've got information on the left. These ask you questions. So what kind of instruments are playing on the accompaniment, woodwind, brass or strings? And you've got an icon to play the piece of music. So the idea is it shows you what a soprano voice sounds like. Is the last That was me yesterday, just saying. Then what kind of instruments are playing on the accompaniment? So it just asks you a couple of quick questions about other things. So that was strings. Thank goodness I got that right. Why is there a very small high notes in brackets in the diagram on the right? I think that's as high as she goes. Yes. Okay. So there's all sorts of questions. Up here, you can see the music as well as play it. So you can follow it. Okay. So that's what you can do there. You've got film clips, which will log you into like YouTube. You've got a tab. Again, more information on it. I know what that is. Oh, just another recording. Oh, lovely. And YouTube clip, I think. Yeah. So you've just got loads of different access things to access right at the top, and you can go down. So you've got treble. So you've got a young boy's voice like Alec Jones in Walking in the Air, and it takes you right down. So that's what that does. You've also got lessons. We'll use this quite a lot. So if I've gone through something and you're not very clear because I've explained it poorly, which is probable, you can come here. So lessons. If I've done something music theory, today we're going to do notes on the stave. If you go to music theory, notes on the treble clef. And then there is a lesson that will take you through basically what I take you through and explains it all. Oh my gosh, don't show this again. That tells you everything that I have done. Follow the red arrows, takes you through. Bass clef, treble clef. And sometimes there's quizzes. Yeah, here's a quiz. So you get a quiz at the end that you can take. The other thing that you'll need to know is tests. Okay, the tests tab. A lot of the time it reflects and you get to do find what you've done as well. So test index is useful. If we try and find notes on the stave in there. Oh, this is what I mean, so that's going to go down, isn't it? You'll find a notes test. And you oh, there we go. Index is quite good. Notes of the scale. And then level 1, level 2, level 3. You should always be looking at level 1, level 2. Okay. Click on it. Okay. And it'll take 3. So that's pretty much focus on sound. But the best way to do it for you is to actually just get on and have a go. Like I said, the app's useful and just as good. It's got exactly the same things. So that is focus on sound. Okay. Please email me to tell me that you've done something. I will see actually, because it sends a spreadsheet through to me to say how many things you have done. So even if you just have a go on instruments, find an instrument family that you're pretty good at, do some tests, see what you think. Right. Part of the learning part of today's lesson is notes on stave. So if I were you, I would have something. I would start to put together a folder that might have things in, even if it's just bits of paper. You can get manuscript paper, which is music stave paper, just free off the internet if you've got a printer. Really, really useful. Or the music shop in town will have some. But really super useful for now. Plus just some lined paper to take notes. Ordinarily, I would have given you a book, a lined manuscript book and a folder, but obviously you're stuck at home. So, notes on the stave. There are lines and spaces on a stave. Okay. On the lines, the notes go E, G, B, D, F. Every good boy deserves football, fudge, fun, whatever you fancy. Okay, so on the lines, always from the bottom. So this bottom line here is always an E. This second line up is always a G. The third line up is always a B. Then it's the D, then it's the F. Okay. On the spaces, spaces spell face. It rhymes. Faces, face, space. So F, A, C, E from the bottom. F, A, C, E. Okay, so this space here is always an F. This one here is always a C. All right, when you've got a treble clef at the start of your music. Bass clef. Right, bass clef is the bottom part of a piano, for example, or a male voice. Okay, and a bass clef has a different clef at the beginning. If you can see that one, lost my cursor again. There we go. Okay, that's got a bass clef. Okay, so this is low instruments, low voices, and this one is A, C, E, G. All cows eat grass. And then if it's on the lines, green, buses, drive, fast, always. Feel free to find some stupid rhymes or stupid sayings of your own, but you are going to need to learn those. So if you can find some manuscript paper, the first thing I would have done with you is given you your manuscript book and you'd have copied this out so you know where they are. If you do not need to, because you already know this, it doesn't matter so much. But if you are not a note reader, you have got to absolutely know where these notes are in the next couple of weeks. All right. It is the basis for everything we do. If you don't know what the notes are, nothing else is ever going to make sense. Okay. So treble clef, bass clef. So here is your task. You're going to log back into Music First and you're going to do the lessons on treble and bass clef notes. And then do the test. Okay. Might just be the quiz at the end. I can see all your test results all the time and I can see how many times you've taken each test and how much time in general you spent on Music First. So I'll know if you've done it, I'll know if you've not done it, I'll know if you've put loads of effort in and if you haven't. If you're worried it won't save, you can always take a quick screenshot and send it to me if you don't, you know, have any confidence that it's going to save it. But it saves them on a big, big Excel sheet. So this was your fact check for the week. Treble and bass clef. I need you to know where those notes are on the stave. Every good boy deserves football. Face. Green buses drive fast always. All cows eat grass. Or whatever rude things you're going to come up with. Okay. That is your key facts for this week. Next week, we're going to look at note lengths and rhythms. If you want to get ahead, find the lessons on Music First. Have a look for note lengths. Okay, it's a maths thing next week. So that's it for this week. Welcome to GCSE Music. It is going to be a very, very fun course. This just isn't quite how I envisaged us starting out the next 2 years together, but I'm really glad that I've got you guys. I've seen my list. I'm really excited. It is going to be lots and lots of fun, but please keep in contact. I'm always on email, so keep in contact, even if it's just to say yeah, I've done it, or no, I'm really struggling. Let me know because I can help you through it. All right, stay in touch, be good, and I'll speak to you next week. Bye.